What's up, y'all? We are live. Hello, my people. I am here. Thank you so much for tuning into Tyliyah's World. Last week did numbers. I thank you guys so much for watching and for continue to watch. So you know what? This time I wanted to invite someone who's near and dear to me to co-host. And so, child, without further ado, let me let him introduce himself, honey.
Oh. Hey, y'all. Hey, Team Tyliyah.
You guys know him as
I'm Martini.
Martini, and he stepped into Tyliyah's world. Y'all already know how
I'm
I
in
go.
Tyliyah's world, baby, so anything goes. Thank you for having me.
You are more than welcome. You know I love you. Okay, you guys, we have a wonderful show for you guys tonight with a lot to talk about. A whole lot to talk about. But first, let's all grab a glass. Let's all grab a glass because I have some great news that I would like to share with you guys.
Oh, yeah. You got some good.
I do. So grab your glass. Okay, guys. So, I have been filling out job applications because I felt like I wanted to change my career because I wanted a job that I had unlimited potential of growth. Mm-hmm. And I now have that job. Now, the showtime might actually be moved a little later, but I promise you the show will still go on. But it's just with my schedule. Once I get out of training, the showtime might be moved, so please prepare for that. But you know I got y'all with the juicy gossip and news. I got y'all. And I feel like with every new season, there's a new reason. So.
Absolutely.
Toast people.
Cheers. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of
you.
I knew you had it, though.
I was scared.
I know you was.
I was like, I believe in faith and I believe in my Lord, and what He has planned for me is for me.
For
but I was so like nervous, y'all, because when you have somebody who's stern and who's just like
emotionless.
Plus, here's something about me that a lot of people don't know. When I'm nervous, I smile. Like when I was little, it always got me in trouble because my mom was like, "You think it's funny? You think it's funny?" And then I would get whooped even harder because of the fact that when I'm nervous, I smile.
It's like a nervous reaction.
It is. I smile. Okay, well, let's get in the show, y'all. Enough about me. Let's talk about somebody else's life.
Okay, let's talk about the honors. Let's
talk about it. You want to start off?
Oh, why not? I'll do the honors. So, what's first on our docket?
First we have Cynthia Bailey.
All right, perfect. So, for all of our Real Housewives of Atlanta fans, if you did catch the episode on this past Sunday, you saw that Cynthia Bailey and her fiance Mike Hill, they are starting to go through a few premarital issues. And now the couple is considering counseling. So, I guess our question to you guys is, okay, is it an issue when a couple is having to go to counseling prior to the marriage, right?
Right.
Okay, so what do you think in regards? Or you want me to?
You can say your opinion and I'll give mine.
Okay, so I feel like you don't need to be at any certain step in your relationship to take on counseling. Counseling does not indicate that there is a problem. Counseling is prevention from a problem. So in their case, they did not know how to argue. And people in relationships, arguing is very, very important. But you have to do it productively and constructively. And I think their issue is that they are not doing it in a way that they can both grow from or learn anything from the other person. So that's a good reason to get counseling, so they can know how to talk to each other during the marriage.
I definitely agree with that. I think that if more people sought after counseling at the beginning of a relationship, then it would be longer marriages. Mm-hmm. And I feel like people would just be happier with each other. They wouldn't be in a marriage miserable because that counselor is going to be able to bring out of the person something that maybe you cannot because they're trained to actually do that. Mm-hmm. So I definitely feel like that it's never too early to go to counseling.
Do you see yourself going to counseling with like a potential partner or with somebody? Even if y'all not getting married or planning on marriage, just for relationship purposes, Do you feel like you could go to counseling with someone?
I do. I feel like that in the African American community, counseling is really frowned upon because it's a lot of times that we don't like to talk to other people about our problems. We're told to what happens in the house stays in the house. So I think that I don't feel that way. I think that if you do go to a counselor can help you decide, is this something I want to stay in? Is this something I want to separate myself from? So I would have to see at least the future with somebody if we're going to counseling, because I think counseling is a big step. So if I'm dating somebody with the intentions of marriage because it's going down that road, then absolutely counseling would be the next step for me. Before I get engaged, I would like to go to counseling.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be engaged for 5, 10, 15 years.
And then figure out
that this is not the person for me. Right. Okay.
So to the couple, do what y'all gotta do. I mean, if y'all feel like y'all need counseling to make y'all's marriage work or y'all relationship work, then go for it.
I agree. Just do it. It doesn't matter what anybody in the outside world has to say, because if y'all get married and get a divorce, they're gonna have even more to say.
Exactly.
So go ahead and get your check like Nike and just do it.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Woo! All right, so we're going to serious it up because this is serious.
Okay.
It was a trans woman in Puerto Rico who used the bathroom, and 2 men saw her coming out the bathroom, and one man made some homophobic remarks because she was going in the female's bathroom, and he said, "Bet, I'm gonna shoot." And now she's dead. So from the way it's looking, they're still reviewing the actual surveillance tapes. But from the way it's looking, you can hear them arguing, and then you hear a gunshot. So the 2 men apparently felt some type of way because she was in the female's restroom and shot her.
I just hate to hear this. You know what I mean? Because I feel like trans women in particular are among like some of the most disrespected women on the planet. To take someone's life simply because you didn't agree with the choice of bathroom or their choice of bathroom, that's beyond me. And also coming from 2 males who don't even go to that facility. They don't even use the women's bathroom. So how were they so offended by her using the bathroom that she associates with?
I agree with that 100%, actually. I definitely agree with that 100%. If you don't use this bathroom, what does it have to do with you? Why are you so concerned with the bathroom that I use? I don't get that. I don't understand that. That for me is a definite problem. I feel like that she definitely was targeted. I feel like it definitely was a hate crime. I don't know what to say because I feel so bad for people who, immediately when somebody sees you, they can automatically clock your T and tell who you are, or what you are. I feel like in a way I know how you feel because I have people staring at me all the time. I feel like they stare because they're trying to figure out or something like that. But I have people staring at me all the time. But for the people who you can really tell, I feel like that is something that is even more of a burden. And I think that's why so many people have like so many surgeries to try to, even though they're dangerous, to try to feminize themselves so they won't be subdued to the criticism of the world and the hate of the world. I feel like that's why so many people go do so much surgery. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I told my parents this morning, with my first commission check, I'm going to get lipo. They blew me out. don't do that. That's dangerous. I said it's one of the most safest surgeries, but it does. I don't want to get it to look more real. I want to get it because you want fat around the waist.
But you just made a good point too. Like, I feel like that's why a lot of trans people have this pressure to look so real. Instead of like living their best life as who they are.
Right.
They have this pressure to look like unclockable because it's this fear that if you are clocked, it's going to be some sort of retaliation against you, some sort of violence, or you're going to end up dead, like many of the trans girls have. So I mean, and I don't know what we can do as a people to like alleviate that or to change that narrative because, and all honestly, it's not us. We're living the life that was ordained for us. It's just that people in society have a problem with that, and I don't know how we can remedy that. Or
when you say us, you mean me and you, or do you mean LGBT?
I mean the LGBTQ community, specifically trans women.
Yeah.
Specifically clockable trans women.
But it is a lot of us who judge them though, like from the LGBT community when they are clockable. They call them hard and all that other stuff.
All that other stuff. So it's a lot of pressure we put on ourselves. We're talking about it.
Chasing Atlanta. We miss you, Chasing Atlanta.
We're doing Chasing Dallas, and we got time. We're gonna circle back around to y'all
if we have time. Okay, baby, Chasing Dallas. Hey, don't call for my cue. But anyways, Keyshia and Gucci.
Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, so moving on to a lighter topic.
Yes.
As far as the topic goes, that we just covered about the San Juan, Puerto Rico murder, condolences to the victim and the victim's family. Please Google it, do some research, see how you can help in the community.
Rest in peace, Miss Mamas, and fly high.
Fly high, baby. On to the next topic, which, as I said, it's going to be a little bit lighter hearted. We're going to talk about Gucci Mane and Keyshia Kori, which I love them. I love the both of them.
Yeah, I like both of them.
They're super fly. Okay, so everybody knows what Gucci was given before he got locked up, right? So this, all that. Couldn't breathe up and through here. Brr. Oh. So how the story goes is he gave Keyshia some money while he was in there. Keyshia took that money and like tripled the money. That's what a bad we do. Okay. And then she started investing into her man. Okay, how can I make you better? Okay, we got to work on that body. Okay, let's get them teeth together. Okay, she started working on that man. So I think the question that we have today is it okay to upgrade a man? Is it okay to invest in him enough to where you like physically upgrade him from like here to like here?
Yeah, just to piggyback off that, we want to know, have you guys that are watching, have you ever saw someone with the potential of being better than what you physically see them as? Or have you ever dated someone that you met a man and like she did with Gucci, but even if he didn't have Gucci money, let's take it a step further. Because with Gucci, people probably would have still been with him because of his money.
Absolutely. So
let's take it a step further. Say you were somewhere and you met a man or a woman.
Average Joe.
Average Joe or average Jolene. You met him, and you felt like they were not, that they had potential. Maybe he needed a haircut. Maybe she needed her hair done. Maybe his shoe. A lot of girls, maybe HD, but a lot of girls, I always hear them say something about the shoes. They look at the feet first.
Oh, they hate a man with dirty shoes.
They hate a man with dirty shoes. So maybe his shoes were dirty that day. Something. But have you guys ever saw a man somewhere and you felt like that if he did this and he did that, he would be up to par. Right. Or he had goals, but you just felt like he needed somebody to push him to help him accomplish those goals.
Okay. So I can't say that I have ever upgraded somebody. I think I upgrade them as far as their life experiences go and then the knowledge that they have. I upgrade this. right? I teach them some stuff that they ain't never experienced. But when it comes to like a physical upgrade, I haven't did that yet. But I'm really not opposed to it. You know what I mean? Because I think when you bring a certain thing to the table, you also want somebody that's bringing that same thing to the table. With Keyshia and what she serves and the glamour and the fashion and how snatched she is, why would she want to walk around with the old Gucci? She want the goo-wop, the new. So she turned him into what she wanted him to be for her. And I don't think it was reluctant. It seems that he is very pleased with his new body, his new life. Also, I think it was a win-win for both of them. Like B say, you know, let me upgrade you.
Yeah.
Out of my Piguet watch. Do it for your necktie.
Copyright.
Oh, yeah. We don't own the rights to that song.
Me? Leave us alone. We love you, Gary. So me, story time. So it was this guy who was really interested in me. Physically, he was not my type. His pants was like Steve Urkel. Do you remember him? The one with like the hijack pants. And I was like, I could not.
Yes,
his pants was like Steve Urkel, and I just could not. I could not. And I was
I wanted you to.
Yeah, but and my friends, this one, and my girlfriends as well, they was like, well, take a chance, and you can always, you know, ease him into something else. But I cannot, because I cannot take them seriously. Them pants was uphill with a bell mill.
And my good sister is already picky.
Oh, I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
Sis, you are.
Let me tell you what I look for, since we gotta be picky. The only thing I look for is I want a man to be, I don't really care about skin color. I just like him to have good skin. I'm like him to have a pretty smile. He can be thick, muscular, somewhere in between them. And I want him to be, you know, smart, challenge my mind, have a good job.
Be funny, because my sister's funny.
Be very funny. Oh my God.
Don't be dry, because she don't like the dry.
I should say a personality first. You gotta have a personality, because if you dry, I don't like that. That's not.
No matter how fine, I don't think it is.
Yeah, no matter
you know,
how
I just
fine.
like to reach. Yeah.
But you know, sometimes the people do call me picky, but I'm not picky.
You just know what you want.
Yeah, I do know what I want. Okay. So to answer this, I think that it was amazing what she did. I feel like she saw potential in Gucci and she brought it out. That just goes to show you that you may not, including myself, it goes to show me that you may not see potential in somebody who really has it. Mm-hmm. I think it was easier for Keyshia because they had access to the money to change Gucci.
Right.
To get the veneers and to
get a personal trainer.
The personal trainer. You know, she probably did it because, you know, she's a big health person.
She is. And her body is amazing.
It is. And I feel like that working together, if they want to change something on you, you change something on them, and it should be equal, and you should meet each other halfway. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe somebody may tell me I'm too round. Okay, well, let's go to the gym together. Something like that. You know, I feel like that'll be good. So I feel like it depends on what it is and how mentally attracted to the person I am. If I'm not mentally attracted to you, I don't see the point in me taking time to make myself physically attracted to you.
Right.
So
and you made a good point too. It's like if they want to change also. Right. So it's not like I don't want to force nobody to just be what I want them to be. You know what I mean? I want you to also be wanting to change and be open to change and be willing to change.
Right. That makes perfect sense. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about. Okay, this one, you see we both signed, y'all. So it was this, he refers to himself as Brown Man on a train, subway, with his wife. They were riding. This Irish man began to make comments. He was like, may God forgive you. May Allah forgive you. And then he started making racial comments because the man's wife was Caucasian. And apparently he does not believe in interracial couples. So the man ended up responding, reacting. I'm using these rewords on purpose. Regurgitating the hate that the man was spitting toward him, toward the man.
I see what you did there.
Well, then the wife took offense to it because she said that even though the man was spewing hate, he should not have lashed back out. So his Caucasian wife told his brown-skinned self that he should not have lashed out at the Irish man just because she lashed out on him. Got it.
Okay. So, was the hate directed towards her or towards him?
He was looking at him.
Okay. So, he had every right to defend himself. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sure what type of image she was trying to uphold on that subway, but if somebody is being disrespectful, then I'm going to handle them accordingly. And if somebody is coming for my relationship of 12, 13 years, I'm going to handle them accordingly. Because, I mean, sometimes people just need to be put in their place for them to learn that this is not acceptable what you're doing. With them letting it slide, he can get on the next subway and mess with the next interracial couple. Walk home and mess with another interracial couple. Somebody have to teach these bullies that you cannot continue to bully people continuously, and there's going to be no actions that come after that. No consequences for, I'm used to being on my show and cussing. No consequences for fooling with people. He did what I would have done. I'm going to defend myself. If you disrespect me, I'm going to defend myself. Oh yeah, at some point.
Well, that reminds me of when I was at Pride, and it was this African American male and this Caucasian lady. They were walking down the street that Pride was taking place in. We were on the street behind the street that the block that Pride was taking place in. I was on the way to my car, and he saw these two dudes walking down the road, kissing and doing PDA, and he was like, "Man, F this, what the, y'all ass niggas, I mean, he was going in, and they just laughed it off and kissed each other again and kept walking. For me, it struck me because the thing I thought about was he's walking down the street judging these people, but years ago, he couldn't walk down the street with this Caucasian lady hugging and kissing her, but yet he does not take that into consideration when he spews the same hate to these two boys who are in love with each other. So I don't think people look at I don't think they look at the things that they're doing a lot of times. They just look at the things that they dislike with other people.
Girl, oh,
a word.
Oh, they ain't got mirrors in their house.
Hello, in this situation, don't hit me. But a lot of the comments online was saying the lady didn't understand what he was going through because she was Caucasian.
That was my initial comment too.
It was your initial comment.
Spoke about it earlier.
Was your initial comment.
That was my initial comment, is that she probably didn't want him to react because she don't understand what it feels like to have racism thrown towards her. But being in the interracial relationship, she kind of do.
And this is why. I feel like that it may have been an Irish man that was attacking him for being with a Caucasian woman. But I'm pretty sure when they go to events that predominantly has African American people, that she gets the same kind of treatment. As far as the looks and the stares, and somebody making a comment like another one gone to waste, or another wasted, why they get all the good black men.
They said that about us too.
It made me think of that, like a good one gone to waste. Why they get all the black men and all of that. So I feel like for her husband to think that she does not get the mistreatment that he gets was kind of crazy. Maybe he never experienced her getting it, but I am pretty positive that she gets it as well. Because being in an interracial relationship is bad on both sides.
It is.
You're right. Especially depending on where you're from and the age of the person. Because a lot of older people, they don't play that. Because, honestly, it's what they used to. So a lot of older people, they don't really agree with it. They don't play that. They don't like it.
And a lot of times it's harder on the white people because we have to keep in mind that not even 50 years ago, we wasn't allowed to occupy the same spaces as these people and occupy the same buildings and the same rooms as these people. So her grandmothers and her grandfathers, they lived during that time. So I'm sure they look at her with a certain level of disgust or disdain for her dating that black man. And I didn't really think about that or take that into consideration when I gave my initial response. And
they have a child, so she's probably experiencing like vicariously through the child. So to wrap it up, what you say?
Love who you love. Let people love who they want to love.
Please.
If their love does not get in the way of your life
or happiness,
then mind your business.
The business that pays you.
It's people. I done seen Jerry Springer was a man that went with a car.
I saw it.
And was having sex with a car.
He rubbed that car down.
He gave that car a good rub down. And was kissing on the car and stuff. Just told the car to make the car feel special.
Yes, he put his little crotch on the car. I saw a video of that boy having oral sex with that fish.
And them things can't love them people back. So if somebody finds someone that loves them and they love that person, then let them be happy and mind your damn business.
Please.
Y'all get on my nerves bad.
Oh, not really. Okay.
They get on my nerves bad with that. The hatred.
Okay, to end it though, I don't think the husband was wrong for taking up for himself.
But it could have been handled differently, probably.
It probably could have been handled differently. But I don't think he was wrong for taking up for himself.
I agree with her.
Okay. Nene.
That's what my side was for initially. We're going to talk about a leaky faucet. I mean, Nene leak. Okay. So, your girl Nene, because I know that's your favorite housewife.
I ain't say that.
Allegedly.
You right. No shade, Nene, but
no
I ain't
shade,
say that.
No shade,
I
Miss
ain't
Leaks.
say that.
No shade, but all shade. Okay, so Miss Leaks. Okay, so Nene has done an interview recently where she has stated that Eva Marcille, Sterling.
Please say it later.
Gotta say Sterling. Eva Marcille Sterling is spending Bravo's money having children. Eva always pregnant. Every episode of Housewives, she pregnant. Every season of Housewives, she pregnant. And that's what Bravo's money is going toward them children. Now, this is Nene Leakes, the queen of all accusations and the queen of mean, according to me. I'll let you take this one first because I just want to see where you're going to take it because I want to take it in a different direction.
No. It's my show, but you're allowed to state what you want.
Okay, I'm going to read her.
Feel at home.
No, I'm going to read her.
Okay, I got it too.
Okay. I'm going to let you go ahead.
Lanithia Monique. I think it's Monique. Lanithia Monique Athens, Georgia.
You said Athens.
Athens, Georgia. Nene. Leaks. Let me talk to you, Queen. Let's talk, girl. Let's talk. Women to one, woman to woman. Hey.
Barbara, this is Shirley.
Nene, this is Tyliyah. I won't grade her, but Nene, this is Tyliyah. First of all, Nene, I saw you down to the episode when you hugged on Mark Daly, and you talking about, ooh, this big strong. Oh, now when Kenya did that to Apollo, you had the most to say.
Had a fit.
But we're gonna bring it up a little later. You talking about that right now, Nene? Why aren't you always messing with Eva? Didn't y'all make up? But before the show, weren't you and Eva friends?
Yes.
And so now that Eva's on the show, Eva's getting. Okay, this is what I feel, Nene. I feel as though you have a problem with Eva because you said you're filming, but they're choosing not to show scenes that you film. And if I put myself in your shoes, I think I feel where you're coming from. Now, this is how I feel that you feel. if I'm shooting interesting scenes, but Bravo is cutting me out, Eva's shooting scenes laid on the couch eating ice, but yet they make the episode, something is wrong. Something is going on. Are you phasing me out? What are you doing? Why does Eva get to do the most basic things, but yet it makes the episode? We've seen Eva on FaceTime with Cynthia how many episodes? And that's just through a phone. We see her in the car how many episodes? So, if you look at it like that, I guess I can see what you were saying. I don't like the fact that you always want to play victim.
Oh,
I feel like the conversation you had with Cynthia, you played victim the entire conversation. You were crying, but there was not one tear that fell out your eye. Your eyelash ain't come up because there was no water.
She could at least yawn or something.
You could have pinched yourself, Nene. Stuck your nails in your hand or something so a tear would come out. You could have did something. You did not cry. Then you're going to try to review the show with that boy from Love and Hip Hop that worked down the Trick Daddy kitchen that used to be on stage with Trina going to tour. Now he in the kitchen with Trick Daddy. How you going to have him on there trying to review a show and read, and then you going to have to try to read somebody? You work in Trick Daddy's kitchen. You was here when you was on going to tour with Trina. Now you down the Trick Daddy kitchen preparing pork chop.
Trick Daddy dollars.
Trick Daddy dollars. He a holler. But Nene, you be giving me the most. You always try to give the girls so much on your lives that you do, and I've yet to understand what is going on. Now I do feel like if you direct some of that energy that you got toward Eva to Kenya, I feel like you would be exactly right, because Kenya is always coming for you. She's always at you.
Kenya cannot stand you.
Kenya hates you. And I do feel like you did several times try to extend the olive branch, because I genuinely feel like you do want to have some type of relationship with the girls.
And on the after show, she did say she tried to extend one like 10 times.
And I believe you. I definitely believe you. I think Kenya, she's formed her clique. And you have to be friends with at least one girl so that you can have somebody to film with. Because if you at odds with all the girls, you have nobody to film with.
And Marlo ain't got no peach, so she don't count.
You have somebody to film with, and she wouldn't have nobody to film with. So what she did is befriended Candy, Cynthia. If she falls out with Cynthia, she still can film with Candy. So she's playing the game smart, I feel like, but she's very, very conniving, manipulative, messy, a snake in the grass. I think Kenya, I used to love Kenya, but Kenya is the epitome of evil to me.
She's an evil lady. And
she tries to put on this totally different face when Mark is around, and then when Mark leaves, it's just like, here's the real Kenya. I don't understand it. What's the original topic? I'm just tired.
That's the Ken versus Kenya thing. So with the whole Nene situation, when Kenya was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy said, okay, so Kenya tried to say that Nene was being phased out of the show. Andy confirmed that everything Nene filmed, they are showing. Everything she filmed is airing. So maybe it's just that she didn't film interesting content. And like you said, she not filming with none of the girls because she don't get along with none of the girls. And how can you do an ensemble show with several girls and you don't get along with none of the girls? In addition to that, like you said, when she had that talk with Cynthia, Miss Mamas was a whole victim. I mean, like, Sis was the whole victim, and she was talking about this interview that Cynthia did where Cynthia said that Nene don't need to be on the show no more, and she don't need to do this.
She's a toxic friend.
And she's a toxic friend.
Please say toxic.
And she held on to that toxic.
I'm talking
a toxic friend.
She held
that thing. Okay.
She held that thing like the spray hole in my wig.
But didn't she, maybe 2 episodes back, did she make up with Eva?
When that was on the Sky thing, that Eva
did they make up then? So, okay, so Nene pisses me off bad because she don't mean what she say and she don't say what she mean. and then she make these friendships that are not real, and then she expect for them to be real on their side of the friendship, and then she can be fucked up on her side of the friendship. And I don't like that. You got to give what you're getting, right? And if somebody's been a good friend to you, I think it's only customary that you be a good friend back. But I really have never seen her be no good friend to nobody. Not even Marlo. Because a good friend will tell you when you're right and tell you when you're wrong. And when Marlo was trying to tell her she was wrong, she got her ass up and she left Marlo sitting at that table. And Marlo didn't say nothing wrong. Marlo was just telling her, sis, you was wrong too.
She threw Marlo under the bus on the most recent after show. She had that boy that worked down in Treat's kitchen. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, sweetie. That boy that worked down in Treat at Dollar's kitchen. She had him on the show, and he asked her a question. He was like, do you think, no, somebody asked the question. He read it out loud. The question went something like, do you think that that Marlo is a true friend because she never takes up for you? And then
but she do though.
And so Nene was like, well, you know, I feel like when I'm these girls' friends, I take up for them, but I don't get the same in return. And I just feel like, you know, I'm a different friend to these girls than they are to me.
I agree with that statement. You are a different friend than they are to you. Like, not.
I mean, I just feel like you are the type of friend who you expect people to drop everything that they're doing when you want them to do something for you. Mm-hmm. If you have an event and you give them short notice, you don't care. You still expect them to drop whatever they have to do to make your event.
Like the last event. Why would you expect for them to sit there and wait 2.5 hours for you to arrive to your own event? I would have been Kenya. If I get to your event and you just not there, ain't nobody heard from you, and I'm leaving.
But let me.
This is your event, so it's ain't nobody here.
I agree to a certain extent, but let me say this. The event was held way out. Way out. So it took like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to the event.
For Nene?
No. For most of the ladies to get to the event. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, if it took you that long to stay in busy Atlanta traffic and then have to drive out of Atlanta to get to the event, why would you then stay 7 to 8 minutes when it took you that long to get there?
I see that too.
So Kenya, I think, came to say, I came, so she'll have something here. I was here, I came, you weren't there, left. If it takes me that long to get there, you at least gonna get a good 20 to 30 minutes out of it.
I would at least had a drink in the appetite.
Right. After that, yes, I would have left. But you at least get a good 20 to 30 minutes out of me. Kenya, I see through you. You just came to say you came, and then you bounced on up out there. Then you came with nothing but being shady with nothing but a leopard, animal print pocketbook. That was shady. I know you got animal print.
Yes, you do. Can I put this on the record, sis? Can I put something on the record? Kenya Moore, I do not like you, sis. I don't. I'm sorry. I tried. I liked you it was like a brief moment where I was like liking Kenya. And I was like, oh, okay, she telling it like it is. She telling the truth. Okay, she just not scared of the girls and she letting them have it. But girl, you are an evil person. You are an evil lady. You are not genuine. You are not sincere. You are not real. You ain't nobody's friend on there, not even Cynthia's. You are a mess. A mess. And I do not like that lady. And her husband don't like her either.
I feel like what you put out is what you get in return. And I think that what Kenya puts out is what she is reaping in return with Mark. Mm-hmm. You can't pray that God sends you a good person when you yourself are not a good person.
Oh.
Hey, you felt that? You have to work on you first and then aspire to be a better person to receive a good person. Kenya, absolutely. You have not worked on Kenya. You still out here being super messy, and I know you might be doing it for a Bravo check, but it doesn't matter because karma's not going to excuse you just because you're doing it for a check. And
then you trying to destroy Tanya Sam. Sweet old Tanya.
I love Tanya.
You trying to destroy Tanya's relationship when yours is in the pits. You need to take that same energy that you took bringing that damn cookie lady down to confront Tanya. Take that same energy and give it to Mark. Because he ain't feeling you.
Now, sweetie, you don't need to get to Mark because you said Mark don't come in at 6 o'clock in the morning because he be down to the strip club. You ain't going to get to Mark because Mark ain't never there.
What strip club? The men's? Allegedly. I like his hair though. Your curls be cute, Mark. That be popping. And your nose ring is cute. You like one of my ex-boyfriends. Martini,
who's on the show Out Loud.
Out Loud. On tomorrow night at 9:30.
He's co-hosting BPT. Tonight with me.
All views and opinions expressed are mine and mine only.
Hello. I didn't say that, Mark.
I'm tagged down to... Oh, Mark. If not Mark. You can definitely hit me up if you have any questions or concerns. I would love to discuss them with you.
Oh my God. But back to the lesson at hand. Professionals.
So make them understand. We don't own the rights to that song.
We don't own none of the rights.
That was a good one.
We ain't done with your Real Housewives of Atlanta, I don't think.
No, we're gonna circle back.
Matter of fact, let's just stay with it since we're here. Let's stay with it since we're here.
So we did just talk about a lot about these three people, and just so happened that those are our topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once again, if you've been keeping up with the Real Housewives of Atlanta,
old time's sake, Mark, come forward. Keyshia Anastasia Mark.
Is that her middle name?
No, that would be cute.
That was cute. Come on.
Come more.
Yeah, come on.
Nene, Lalithia, Athens, Katrina, Sabrina, Leeds. Come ye for it.
All three of them need to come forth, really.
I called all of them.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, they all need to come on.
Mark, my curls popping, S-curl down to the scalp. Daily. Come on for it. And bring that little pretty baby because I want a babysit.
Oh, she's so cute.
She's so cute.
Oh,
she's just a dog. She's so cute. Look at
and the daddy was fine Sunday night. I don't know what was going on. He was
real
fine.
Like he can check out the chair.
Okay. So, quick question, right? When you with somebody, if somebody don't like you, and you don't like them, do you expect for your partner to also not fool with them or not like them?
I thought about this question.
Just you personally, do you expect that from your man? If it's a girl out here giving you hell, giving you a hard time,
it depends on what they've done to me. If they done something to physically try to hurt me, then he has no business dealing with them or fraternizing with them at all. If they have just done something petty, like talked about me or said, well, you know what? I'm with Keyshia. I feel like if this is my husband, he has no business. Let me
boyfriend right here, husband is like right here.
Let me phrase this how I want to say it because I want to get the words out so people understand what I'm saying. I think that first of all, I feel like it depends on what the person did to you. If they did something to physically harm you, then then the protection of your spouse should always be more important to you. I don't think it's anything wrong with speaking to someone. Hey, how you doing? But as far as holding conversation, talking, texting, going out for lunch, shopping together, making plans to spend time together. If you know it's somebody that I just genuinely do not like, and this person was not already this person genuinely is not like me, and they were not already your friend before we got together, they became your friend after the fact, then no. Now, if I talk to somebody and I don't like his friend doesn't like me, I'm not going to ask him to stop talking to their friend, no, because I feel like they were there before me. However, if you obtain that friend after we are in a relationship and that friend has done something or is currently doing something to me, be it physical or be it mental, and you know for a fact that this person is doing something to me, I don't understand why you would want to spend your time with somebody who is doing something to physically cause your spouse stress. That's
I agree with you. I honestly, I agree with you. My thing is this, okay. For starters, I don't like when men are caught up in female drama. Mm-hmm. I cannot stand that. So for Kenya to say, okay, well, I don't like Nene, so now you don't like her, that's kind of putting him in the female drama. And that's where Peter was a few seasons ago.
Ooh, good point.
In the drama, because Cynthia expected him to act accordingly based on how she reacted with the girls. That's a whole different relationship. He's your husband. So all the falling out and carrying on that y'all do, he's not privy to that. And he don't know nothing about that. He ain't got nothing to do with that. And that's just a man. And when he come in the room, he gonna speak to all of the women. And he gonna speak to all of the entire group. And, you know, I would expect for there to be limitations, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So, to Kenya's point, when I'm talking to you about Nene, what you're not gonna be doing is defending her. Not to me. I'm fine with you speaking to her when you see her.
Yeah.
But what you're not gonna do is you're not going to defend her. And you're not going to make it seem like I'm in the wrong for something that I'm doing to her.
I agree with
you. You take my side 100%, period. I don't give a damn if you don't even understand or agree with it. You're going to take my side and then I'll explain it to you later.
I agree 100%. I'm in full agreement with you on that. I feel like exactly what you said. Like, I don't need to add anything to it. I feel like exactly what you said.
We be right there, sis. We be right there with it.
We right there.
Mark, you need to do a better job of protecting your wife.
And communication.
And your communication is terrible, baby doll. It is completely terrible.
For you to be in customer service?
It's terrible. What the viewers get from y'all's interaction is that you do not care for her. You see what I'm saying? And if you really, really do care for her, then you need to change how you communicate with that lady, because that's not visible.
Why is Kenya always giving relationship advice to Cynthia?
And she's in a bad relationship.
I don't understand that.
Cynthia in a pretty good relationship, considering.
She is. I feel like once they learn how to communicate, and he don't walk out when he don't want to argue.
Girl, why did Mike look so fine Sunday? What was he giving? He looks good to me Sunday, and that was the first time I ever thought that he looks good.
Yeah, he did look nice. He looked nice. I feel like Mark knows that Kenya is very opinionated and difficult. And she always thinks that Kenya's right, and there's no room for change. And I don't believe him when he says that he's never watched the show. When Kenya says that he's never watched the show, that's because I don't believe it. The only reason I don't believe it is because if you met Kenya more in your restaurant, I forgot who it was. Somebody introduced you to Kenya, and Chef Rhoa introduced you to Kenya. You guys talked immediately. Once she told me she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I would go watch the show to see her character.
Absolutely.
It's like when you hear stories all the time when celebrities go out with random people, and then they it was one celebrity, I can't remember who it was, you probably don't know the name. They were on a date with like a random person that wasn't a celebrity, and when he went to the bathroom, he came back to the table and the girl was Googling his net worth to see how much he was worth. So automatically your brain's going to tell you, okay, well, let me see how this girl acts. Let me see how she responds in the crowd. Right. There's no way he's never watched the show. There's
no way. And when Rhoa brought it to him, Rhoa, you're fine as hell. I tagged myself, so, do what you will with that information. Girl, I love Rhoa. Rhoa is everything. I know that when he was speaking to Mark about Kenya, he mentioned that she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta because Rhoa was a former employee of VH1. He had a whole show on VH1, you remember? So I'm sure that when he was discussing Kenya with Mark, he told Mark that she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's not doing nothing else. So that's how people would reference her. Kenya from Housewives. That Kenya from what else?
Or maybe they would reference her as Kenya.
Miss America.
Or Kenya that changed her voice and called up the after show with Andy Cohen and threw all that shade at Nene, and was it Eva? They was throwing shade at somebody, and Andy said, "Hi, Kenya. Then why you let Andy Cohen call you out like that?
Andy know the girls. And Andy reads the girls.
Andy been working with you so long, baby. No matter how you try to disguise your voice and call that show and throw low-key shade at Cynthia and the other girls, Andy know it's you. Andy done heard that voice for so long, Kenya. He knew it was you, girl.
Andy the MVP too, because I really feel like behind the scenes he be gathering them girls.
I really feel like Andy be real messy. But I think he has some kind of connection with Candy though. Like he loves Candy.
Because Candy is the connection of Housewives, and everybody feels like it's Nene or is Kenya or Candy is the housewife of Atlanta. Candy is married. Candy is hugely successful and has been successful for decades. Candy actually still has that ongoing career outside of Housewives. Candy the MVP, huh?
I feel like it's going to come up at the reunion because on the after show with the girls from Real Housewives of Atlanta, they asked Cynthia, does she feel like that Nene is one of the girls that you should be close with because of her well-knownness in Atlanta. Her answer was basically like yours. No, nobody want to hang with Nene. She's loud, and nobody even invites her to parties. She's not known in Atlanta like that. If you want somebody that's well-known and has a lot of connections, you would go with Candy.
She knows the mayor and everything.
And I'm not just saying that because she's next to me. She knows the mayor and everything.
Mm-hmm. Candy is the plug. Candy is Atlanta. Candy was running Atlanta, or not running Atlanta, but Candy was a prominent figure in Atlanta before we even knew who the hell them other girls was.
That's true. Because you remember at first, Nene was renting her house and stuff. And then Sheree said you hit... Hey, man.
Sheree Whitfield, we miss you.
Sheree, I miss you on the show. I like you.
Sheree missing her.
I want to see the dynamic without Kim there, with you there, Sheree.
Yeah.
Lord, I can't believe I'm about to say
this. But honey, they'll fall out again. They cannot stand each other.
I can't believe I'm finna say this.
Well, just say it. So it's your show.
I know, but I can't believe I'm finna say it. I can't get the words to come out my mouth.
You miss Kim so sad.
I can't get the words to come up.
What she's trying to say is,
I'm trying
it's a tightrope between me and you.
I'm trying to tell y'all to... Just say it, girl. Brian fed your bag. It was hard for me to come back because y'all know I'm not a Phaedra fan. But I feel like the show needs Phaedra and Sheree back. Because Phaedra brought an interesting dynamic to the show.
Yeah, Apollo.
I feel like when her and Portia were actually friends, they were like freaking friends. I love them together. I feel like if they bring her back and Sheree, wonderful. But Sheree, I don't want you to just come back if you just continue to take pictures with your big ugly dog.
What did they bring Lisa Wu and Deshaun Snow back?
First season?
Mm-hmm. They didn't get Deshaun the chance.
Deshaun, they got a divorce and everything.
Oh, she ain't the housewife. But most of who on there is a housewife?
I know, but she probably won't want to come back because she, you know.
Well, yeah, she ain't
you ain't never see Deshaun do nothing but throw parties.
That's all she did.
And charity
so
events. She was. She was a good Christian girl.
A good Christian
you saw her go to church and stuff.
What about Lisa Wu?
Lisa Wu.
Well, she ain't married to that fine man.
Her and Ed got divorced.
Oh, no, so never mind.
But wait a minute. Would she date somebody else famous since her and Ed broke up, if I'm not mistaken?
They was famous, but was they fine? Like
No, I think so. But I can't remember who it was.
You know what? You right. I can't remember who it was either.
Lisa Wu, boy, you went to Key Sweat. What's the Key Sweat?
Yeah, she had some tune by Key Sweat.
What's the Key Sweat song?
Nobody who can love you like me. Yeah, I don't know.
I want tonight.
Is that the same song?
Yep.
Okay. That one. That's the one we know. So go away.
And let me do it to you.
Lisa Wu would get her
Be
coin.
afraid. We do not own the rights to that music, but Lisa Wu didn't buy it. Okay. So that's that for that. Mark Daly learn how to talk to Nene.
Learn how to talk to
Kenya want to know why you being friends. Kenya done told the people down to the Bravo on her when she was filming with Candy. Kenya done told the people that she's sick and tired of you kissing Nene's ass just because she introduced you to Greg.
You know what though? I would have to agree with Kenya on this. Like,
maybe he just genuinely feel a connection to Nene.
Okay, but speak. You're my husband.
Yeah, that's
she
true.
got a husband. Speak, and then bring your ass on over here with me and sit down. If you want to talk to Greg, go on over there and talk to Greg, but you ain't got to be in Nene's face.
Well, let me
speak
say
to
this.
her and keep it moving.
Well, let me say this because when Nene fell out, what was the charity event that Nene was supposed to... Okay, with Kenya.
Oh, with Kenya.
Greg was so nice to Kenya still.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, hey, Kenya, how are you? He talked to Kenya. He was so friendly with Kenya. So, I feel like Mark is doing the same thing that Greg did to a certain extent. I don't think that Mark is reaching out and texting Nene, but when he see her, he holds a conversation with her because he's a civilized human being.
I agree.
I just think Kenya just is so disgusting. Well, I do think that he should... You can talk to somebody and hold a conversation with them, but I don't feel like you should extend yourself to the point that he extends himself when it comes to Nene.
I agree with that. Like I said, you can speak because if you don't speak, now you done put him in a drama with the females, and that's not where he needs to be. He needs to speak to all the women. But he don't need to carry on with Nene how he carries on with her.
He do. Like, his face light up when Nene come in the room.
Like, damn, marry her then.
Yeah. Mark, you is fine.
Mark is
fine.
Girl,
Oh, he
I
fine.
was looking the other night, I was like, damn.
And that tattoo was popping on the muscles.
And then the muscle.
Oh, Mark. Ooh, change my pants.
What's the name of your restaurant?
Yeah, I think I want me else.
I'm gonna come and eat.
I think I want me an egg roll, extra meat.
Y'all got wings up there?
No, I can't eat the wings. They'll be messy. Give me an old pork chop sandwich. Watch me gobble it. The Stella Rose are messing with me. Wait a minute, Happy.
Oh, Mark, you done got us thrown out.
Yeah, boy, you done got me high. I can't
He
turn
ain't
it.
worried about Nene. She need to be worried about us. Allegedly. I'ma slide in his DM.
If a ring on your hang, we can't do the thing. That's my slogan.
Allegedly.
Ooh. For her.
What's the next topic? What's the next topic?
Take him out the credits. Okay. This one is serious, you guys.
We should get our serious stuff at one time.
Together. Like, I hate being happy and then being sad.
Is this we doing something?
I'm on an emotional roller
Oh, that's
coaster.
good. We taking the viewers on the emotional roller coaster.
We is.
Buckle up, viewers.
You better keep your head out my leg, and I've been drinking, and you gonna be on an emotional roller coaster.
Oh, it's a bumpy ride.
Child, there's a leak. So, okay, y'all. So, serious. Stop laughing. You making me laugh. Mm-hmm. So, this is serious, y'all. Y'all all seen that lady that was down to the Facebook. She left her cell phone. She went in the house to go get it, and she saw the man who had gave her some fellatio like 6 years ago, having sex with one of his homeboys. She got on Facebook. She shared it with everybody. This was after the fact that she tried to exploit him for $5,000. Excuse me. We've already talked about that. Y'all know we discussed it in Tyliyah's world. I'm bringing a different part of the story to you guys tonight. What I'm bringing to you tonight is, I want you guys to honestly let us know, do you feel like that people are being different because the lady was a cisgender, born a female, born with a vagina? Do you think that people are taking the outcome of this different? Because it's very funny to me that when things like this happen to a trans girl, the outcome is usually, oh, she tricked him. That's why they killed her. She tricked him. That's why they killed him. Sorry. He tricked him. That's why they killed him.
They definitely
right.
He
tricked him. That's why they killed him. He should have told him what he was from the first beginning. And
he should have told him he was dressing up. Like all you do is dress up.
Right. But everybody is feeling so sad for her, and they shouldn't have did that to her. Nobody is taking any type of consideration for the people that she exposed. I really don't understand it. Like, I've never seen so many people come to the defense of the trans person in situations like this. When they end up getting killed because the boy is afraid that she's going to out him. And it's not even a live video. He's just afraid that she's going to out him because they had a disagreement or falling out or just insecurities that he's dealing with within himself. Mm-hmm. So why is it such a double standard?
So I have a particular dislike. I was about to say hatred, but that's strong.
Say what you want to say.
I have a particular dislike for people that expose people off top. Mm-hmm. Like, there is no reason for you to take personal information and then expose that to people that don't even know the people that you're trying to expose. Like, what the hell are you trying to prove by putting... To us, strangers' businesses, like, why would we care about a stranger? Okay? And like you said, a trans woman would not be getting that same respect. And I just think that speaks to the society that we live in. A cisgendered woman finding not even her man, a man that she had an interaction with, correct?
An interaction 6 years ago.
Several years ago, you done had an interaction. Mind you, I've had interactions with several women. So if you think you about to expose me or you think you about to come back and we talking about something we done did way back when and you think you about to tell the world my business because now you feel offended. Why does she even have a story?
I don't understand, like, allegedly, because I think she's lying. She was lying. I feel like they had sex and she felt real bad because I feel like they had sex and she sucked this thing and she felt real bad that the penis that was inside of her was now in a boy's anus. And I really feel like that's why she really was so pressed.
That's what it was. And let's be clear, right? A lot of times, and I'll be transparent with myself. Every female that I have been with, they knew I liked men.
Right.
They already knew I liked men as well.
Segue.
Period. They knew I liked men as well. So, who's to say that she was completely unaware that this person that she had a dealing with several years ago, who's to say she was completely unaware of his sexuality in totality?
Most of the time, even if somebody is the best deal or deal, somebody assume or it was alleged.
Because how was he in a position where he allowed you to catch him doing something with a man? If he really didn't want you to find out, they would not have been doing it in a place where you could find out.
He was in his house.
And she came in there.
She left her, because she was there with him. She ended up leaving. She left her phone. She came back and she didn't knock or anything. She just came back and busted in the house. And when she bust in, they were in the act.
That's not your man.
Which reminds me of another thing. This is a little off topic, kind of same topic. So I was watching the Have and Have-Nots, and Jeffrey's daddy busted in on him having sex with the guy that he likes, or the guy that really likes him. Okay, and so the daddy is like really disturbed by it. But y'all know Veronica is the one that absolutely hates Jeffrey because he's gay. His father is very, I would say, accepting. I won't even say he tolerates it. He's very accepting. As a parent, I would think that I wouldn't want to catch my child having sex with anybody. Do you guys feel that if your child likes someone of the same sex, that it's harder to catch them having sex with that person versus somebody of a different sex?
So I think that it's hard to see something that you've never seen, right?
Right.
So if you, with just a cisgendered heterosexual man, mm-hmm. he's seen male-female sex. Mm-hmm. So that wouldn't be jarring to him, or that wouldn't be shocking to him at all. But for him to walk into a room and see male-on-male sex, that may be something that he ain't never seen before.
That's a great point.
And it just catch him completely off guard to where it's not that I don't accept what you're doing. It's just that I don't even know how to react because I ain't never seen nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? Versus if I walk in here and you're with a female, okay, well, I got caught one time by my mom when I was your age too.
A reference point.
A reference point. Right. He has something to refer back to versus walking in on gay sex. He don't have no reference point. And it's unfamiliar to him.
That makes a lot of sense.
So it may not necessarily be that he was disgusted or that he didn't accept it. He probably just ain't never seen it before, and it was just like
threw him off.
Shocking, right?
I think he was scared.
He was scared.
Shout out to Rhoa, because he was scared. He was so very scared when he opened that door and that big stove. Well, that sound like Angela. He was so very scared when he opened that door. He saw that big buff white man on top of his chocolate black muscular son. He was just so scared.
That was buffet.
Yeah, I would have been in the middle.
I'd have been white from the door.
I went white. I would have been in the middle.
Just crack the door a little bit and look.
You would have cracked?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I bet you would have had your... Did you look out?
We ain't sponsored by Justin.
That ain't Justin. That's that Dollar Tree.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dollar Tree done changed the cover of that lube, y'all. Y'all not love milking on Dollar Tree lube. It's the best. I'm tired of paying $15, $16. Child.
So, yeah, I just have a general distaste for people that expose other people. And you already know it's very common in our community where gay people love to expose the straight boys that they done had sex with. I just do not like it. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's necessary. I ain't
no exposing. Let me tell you, this boy that I dealt with for a long time he had came to my inbox trying to rekindle something. Child, I told him I don't like DL boys no more. When I tell you he got out my inbox so quick, now you see me, now you know who did it, baby. Bye, ho.
Now you see me.
I'm too
David Copperfield.
I'm too pretty to be behind 4 walls. Ew. Okay, yeah. Next topic, we gonna take it back here.
Okay. So, I recently discovered this great show on Netflix called Love is Blind. If you have not seen it, please go watch it. It is very intriguing. Okay, so the concept is as such. You have about 10 men, 10 females. They are living in 2 separate houses. They are divided by a big old wall that they can speak through. And they are dating each other through that wall. Nobody has seen what nobody looks like. These people are falling in love through a wall. Okay, so we have a male, Carlton, falls in love with a female, Diamond. Okay? He is so in love with this lady that he proposes to her through the wall. Mind you, and they black folks. He proposed to her through the wall. Mind you, he don't know what she looked like. She don't know what he looked like. They are speaking through a wall. Okay. Boom. He proposed to her. She accepts the proposal after only 1 week of knowing each other. Wonderful. Okay. So now they're proposed. Okay. Now, Carlton has a secret. Carlton is pansexual. I would say bisexual, but he said that his love has no gender, so that gives me pansexual, right? Carlton did not share this information with Diamond until they were already engaged and already off of the show, essentially, and like living an engaged life. That's when he felt like he needed to break the news to her. Okay? Obviously, she did not take the news well at all. And I wouldn't even say that she didn't take it well because I really thought she took it okay.
I thought she took it wonderful.
I really thought, now I'll take that back because I thought she took it really good. For her to be a black lady and she seemed like she was a little bit ratchet.
Like she can go there.
Like she can't go there. She didn't never go there.
Never.
It was just like a confusion for her.
When she got up, she
but that's because of what he did.
Right. He took her there.
But when he was telling her the information, she didn't jump up and leave. She was just listening, and she was telling him it's a lot to absorb
And process.
Okay. So I don't even know if this is so much a question as it is just like, was she wrong or was he wrong?
Okay, so for me, from watching, first of all, she handled it amazing.
She handled it like
Shout
a
out to you,
grown-ass
sis.
lady.
You handled it very amazing. I've never seen such a I don't know why I'm over here doing sign languages. I've never seen such a African American lady. I've never seen such an African American person who was so accepting. Because honestly, the only thing you were upset and angry and mad about was the fact that he waited so long to tell you. And I feel like if he had told you earlier on, you may have had a more open mind. But the fact that he waited to tell you, and then he got mad because you were trying to ask him why he took so long to tell you, and he was defending it by saying, well, I told you, that doesn't matter. You waited this long to tell me. Like, we're about to get married now, and now you just now want to tell me that you're bisexual. I do think that that's something that somebody should know. I think it's very important. They should have the decision to know if they want to stay with someone that's bisexual or not. With the potential of you not telling them, that leaves the door open for somebody else to deliver it. And the way they deliver, I can guarantee you, is going to be the most nasty, vile thing. So if you control your own book, so if he had to deliver the narrative himself at a time when he was supposed to, I do feel like the outcome of the story would have been different. But he was so defensive and so nasty about it.
It was disgusting.
It rubbed her completely the wrong way. He called her a bitch for no reason.
And her wig been sliding since day
Yeah,
one.
he said her wig been sliding back. Like, he was so nasty. And it's the same guy that read Kenya Moore. Cynthia Bailey's assistant when they did the scene at the Bailey agency. And Kenya,
it was Kenya's first season, wasn't it?
And Kenya was trying to read all the models and stuff.
She talking about coochie crack.
Right, and he took up for him, and he was letting her know that all that was not necessary when he read her. To me, I think he's in the wrong in this because he should have told her from the first beginning. And when you're holding something from somebody and you then decide to tell them at your earliest convenience, you can't get mad at the outcome. Like, you can't get mad of how they respond to what you're telling them, because you should have told them from the first beginning. And that goes along with all y'all to be asking me, when do I tell a dude? If he does not know, when do I tell him? First beginning.
At the first beginning.
At the first text message, not the first time seeing each other if we meet out somewhere. At the first text in conversation or on the phone, that's when I go ahead. Well, no, I'm going to be honest. At the first time that we talk about meeting, is when I go ahead and deliver the message. When we talk about meeting up again in person or meeting up again, the first meeting is when I let it out. But I'm not just going to say, hey, I'm trans. What's up? Yo, you know I'm trans? No.
No, because that's dangerous for you.
Agreed.
I think in this particular case, being that he was behind a wall meeting these people and they couldn't even see him, I don't even see why the hell it was so hard for him to just say it.
Hello.
You are literally not even in the room with this woman. You can go ahead and just say it.
Let it out. Let
it out. But what you cannot do is expect for somebody to just accept something that they didn't know even existed in the first place. They had this one idea of you, and here you come talking about something else that they didn't know anything about, and you're just expecting for them to like accept it. And just accept it without questions or accept it without concerns or just like...
I feel like a lot of women feel like they like to know the girls that you be with because they're like, oh, I look better than her, or I got a better job than her, I dress better than her. You know, they like to compare themselves. Well, now it's the whole man. How she can't compare herself to him. So... Then what made me kind of confused with you, Carlton, is you was contradicting everything you was saying. You was like, I've never had a problem with telling a girl before. I never had a problem with telling a girl before. And the girl never had no problem before. And then in the very next sentence, you was like, that's why I ain't tell you, because I knew you was going to react like
that. That's why I can't talk to bitches like you.
You reacted like all the rest of them. Didn't you just say that you never had this problem before?
I just think that he is and this is just my opinion. I think that he is a gay man. He wanted to get on TV. He thought that that was going to be his claim to fame. And really it was his claim to shame. And it was a damn mess. It was a hot mess. Because I can't see nobody watching that show and then wanting to have any sort of dealings or anything to do with Carlton on a romantic level. I cannot see that. I would never deal with that man. Like, I would never deal with nobody like that. He was so insensitive.
He was.
If I'm just coming out and telling somebody that I'm bisexual, I have to allow them the time and the space to process that information and to receive what it is that I'm telling them. Mm-hmm. I cannot expect for you to receive that information, process that information, accept what I'm telling you, all within the span of 24 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours. You can't control when and where somebody accepts the information that you give them that they weren't even prepared to receive.
Right.
I thought the whole thing was trash. I think she deserves much better than that man.
I agree. I definitely agree.
He was so disrespectful.
Very. Child. Well, y'all know I always bring him up. Shout out to Mr. Saucy Santana himself. You even got Wendy Williams saying she like you. And Wendy don't hardly like nobody.
Not the gays anyway. How you doing?
Oh, maybe she just said she like you because you one of the gays that she say she don't like to see in skirts.
Or maybe the rate is slipping and she needs you to come around and do a shoe cam.
Right, because it was mighty funny she announced you out of all the people on the show and she had just said that she don't like the gays. Pretty much like you.
And all you wear is damn woman's clothes.
Right.
And she said she don't like us.
So Santana,
Santana on Love and Hip Hop now. You excited for that, sis? It's representation.
I'm very excited for that. You know, Santana got him lurking, Santana got him twerking. I'm very excited for him to be on Love and Hip Hop. I feel like it's a good look for him. I honestly feel like he's the only cast member with something going on as far as a current career that's actually successful, profitable. Mm-hmm. He's relevant. Mm-hmm. Santana would be the only one on there that's currently doing something. Because if we're gonna be honest, even the OGs on the show are not selling out Madison Square Garden. Nah. They're more so doing the same thing that he's doing. Clubs, selling out club performances and club appearances, and very, very like
Katrina, Trick, Amara,
mediocre,
Bobby Lights,
crowds.
Them girls ain't selling out stadiums.
They're not. So Santana currently would be on the same scale as some of the OGs because he's doing the same thing that they're doing now. He's traveling all over doing club appearances. So he cleared up the fact that Love and Hip Hop, this is what happened. Because he had said that he didn't want to be on Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop then, he said, begged him to come on the show. So he went on the show, he filmed 3 episodes, and then he quit. So when he quit, they ended up contacting him, telling him if he comes back to the show, they will triple his pay. Mm-hmm. This is all coming from Santana. So he then went back on the show and started back filming. What I didn't understand is he invited, what's the name? The one that did the video about him?
Miami Tip?
He invited Miami Tip to his album release party. But then he had photos on the door saying no trespassing, she's not allowed. So let me pedal back and give y'all the backstory. If you know Saucy Santana, and you follow him on Instagram, then you know that he loves gentlemen's club, like heterosexual gentlemen's club with straights, men who are going to see female strippers. Santana likes to get on the stage with the strippers, twerk, dance.
Santana loves the trade.
He loves them. Twerk, dance. He does this in the Gentleman's Club. I would see the videos on his Instagram before this happened. Well, he was in a club in Miami. Miami Tip created a video and said that he was pulling his pants down, dancing, cursing out security, sticking birds at them, just acting real like, okay, real irate to the people. And she created a whole video telling the whole thing that happened, pretty much saying
literally
that,
like hours after he got shot.
Pretty much saying that the reason that Santana got shot at, he was in a car. They ended up shooting up the car. It was him and his friends. Santana got like a scrape, a bullet in his arm. She said the reason he got shot was because he was in there with a whole bunch of straight dudes doing too much. Doing too much, pulling his pants down, twerking, shaking, doing all that, doing too much. So that's the reason he got shot at. That's what she said. So that's why Santana invited her to the party. Then had those no trespassing signs up with her picture on it. Now I will give a shout out to Suki Hana because I feel like, well, Suki, I feel like you're friends with Santana, but she's your manager and you're friends with her too, Miami Tip. But I feel like when you were the one who reached the olive branch to Miami Tip and had her come to the party, and your friend Santana has now put her picture up and say no trespassing, I feel like at that point, if I were you and it was my friend and my other friend had did her like that, I wouldn't want to take sides, but I would have left with Miami Tip because she looks so stupid at this point. I would have kind of carried some of her shame with her. I would have left the party and left with her. I feel like the fact that you stayed at the party, in my opinion, was messed up of you because she would have never came to the party if you had not invited her. Because you said that Santana said for her to come. Which I understand it wasn't your fault because you honestly thought that he wanted her there. However, once she told you what happened and you saw the picture for yourself, I would have got my stuff and hauled it with my friend. Because that was messy. Now you got me looking stupid because you done invited, you done told me I can invite this girl, so I invite her, but yet you got this poster board of her up saying that she can't come in the party.
Right. I agree with you 100%. I feel like, not to put it all on Suki Hana's back, but like I feel like she should have at least, with her being friends with both of them, she should have at least encouraged Santana to take a more mature route and actually have a conversation with Miami Tip. She did, but she was also riding the fence at the same time. I feel like Suki ride the fence depending on who she talked to. Like when she was talking to Santana, she was all, oh, I see your side. I know that's my manager, but you my good girlfriend, so I see your side. But then when it's Tip, it's like, oh, well, you my manager, that's my good girlfriend. Like, I see your side, but I see his side. It's only so many sides you can damn see before some intervention needs to take place. I think that Santana is on Love and Hip Hop for that reason. Mona know that he gonna be messy, and she know that she gonna get a good show, and she know that he gonna read a bitch, and she knows this, and he giving her exactly what we expect from him. I mean, I think he doing what we expect him to do.
You honestly got famous because you was arguing on that video with Clarissa.
Yeah, so we expect him to argue.
So we expect you to argue. You doing what we expect you to do. I feel like you, honestly, I'm gonna step out on a limb. Some people may not agree. That's y'all opinion. Love and Hip Hop Miami was born before Santana.
Oh, girl. Oh, they had one good moment when Nicki Natural were about to jump on Trina.
That was good.
And all the girls just started jumping on her.
I didn't like that though, because I didn't like all of the girls coming for her.
All the girls started jumping on her.
Like all of them. I didn't like it. Like, I was like, why all y'all feel the need to try to jump on this girl?
Okay, so this is a good question. Do you feel like Santana, with him being a male, do you feel like he should be beefing with Miami Tip, a female? Or do you feel like gender don't play no part or gender don't play no role when it comes to beef?
She started with him. This is how I feel. I ain't gonna agree. She started with him. Do I think that Santana should physically hit her? No, he's not talking about physically hitting her. A tongue is a tongue. There's no male tongue. There's no female tongue. If he wants to lash out at her with his words, then I feel like he has every right because she started with him. Who told her to go live and say what she said? She started with him. So I feel like he has every right, as long as it don't get physical, he has every right to lash back, keyword back, right, at her for retaliate against her for what she started with him. I think he has every right.
And she couldn't have went live about his situation and then think that he's not going to say nothing to you.
Right.
Or react accordingly. If something was to happen to me at a club and a girl went live the next day talking about what happened to me at the club just because you was at the club, then I got to come for you because that wasn't your experience to share. That was mine.
Period. Okay, Santana, well, all in all, we happy.
I'm glad you on Love and Hip Hop.
We happy that you're on Love and Hip Hop.
I live.
Keep the good music coming.
Yeah, because the EP is cute.
Yeah, it really is.
All your videos, you're doing videos.
And they look very expensive.
They
you know,
expensive.
Material girl.
Keep it up, friend.
How with your man in Miami? Okay. Oh. Testing. Mic check. 1, 2. We in the house. 1990. They too bright. Okay. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Listen. Matter of fact, you want to do it, so you do. You do it.
Which one?
It's Shaquille's voice. Yeah.
Okay. So Mike Tyson. Money Mike. Mike Tyson has put it out there that he will give some lucky gentleman $10 million. $10 million girls to marry his little girl. So you get 10 million girls to marry his little girl. Okay. Concern number 1. I don't want to feel like my daddy got to pay somebody $10 million to be with. That's a lot of money. Like if you give a nigga, throw him a little money to be with me or something. You got to throw somebody really $10 million to wife your daughter. I think that's disrespectful to her. Because I would feel like, well, damn, why you got to give them so much money? You got to give somebody so much money to be with me? Do you know what I'm saying? That, to me, that would kill my self-esteem. I can only imagine what it's doing to hers.
I wouldn't know. Is you going down to the quick credit and get these other millions? Because I Googled your net worth and it said just worth $3 million.
Oh, yeah, Tyson, you ain't got $10 million, baby.
So where you get them other $10 million from? Back then, when you was boxing, they weren't paying boxers like they paying them today. So you gonna give her $10 million? Where is you getting this $10 million from, Mike Tyson?
Because you spent your millions up buying lions and tigers and bears.
And in court cases and stuff, paying lawyers and stuff. Because you know Robbie Gibbons went playing her. You was finna run robbing her coin and you done allegedly beat her all them years. She said you were beating her. You finna run robbing her, man.
Now what I did say, and I ain't gonna carry it back. I did say if he want to run me them $10 million, I would gladly walk down the aisle with Miss Tyson. I gladly walk on down through there with her.
On her finger, he points the ring.
Now, my requirement is I need at least half up front. I get the other half.
So you want $5 million up front?
Yeah.
Okay, so it entails you.
But where he gonna get?
It entails you having sex from her.
I mean, we gotta consummate the marriage
and stuff like that.
That's fine. When I tell you I've had sex with her.
Let it out, friend.
For $5 million, I'm good on it. I'm cool with it.
10. So you only require 5?
Well, no, I'm saying the 5 up front because he ain't got but 3.
So you gonna have sex before
So he gonna
marriage?
have to take a long. No, we don't have sex before marriage. We're gonna have to have it after.
Oh.
I get married off the 5.
Okay.
I get married off the 5, and then he can run me the other 5 when he get it because he ain't got it.
Okay.
But yeah, I marry her for $10 million. What man would be like, nah, I'm good? Like, no.
It was some girls saying that she a lesbian because they wanted to marry. Now, I wasn't one of them, but it was some that was saying that she a lesbian because they want to go
But
down.
what's the stipulations? Like, how long you got to be married? Do you have to have a certain, like...
You got to have kids.
Do you have to have kids? Do you have to have, like, what's the contract look like?
And then when y'all get in an argument, this man used to be a boxer. He gonna come around there and try to whoop off in your ass.
And that's the main thing I would be concerned about. You done called your daddy over here and he done beat me the hell up.
He already done beat somebody out. What is he gonna do?
He done beat me the hell up.
Wait, but there was Mike Tyson that beat the ear.
Yeah, he beat Evander Holyfield.
He did. Poor man.
Bit that man ear and just spit it down to the ring.
They say he don't even hear right no more. Poor man.
He can't hear right a half a year.
He ain't half a speech. Okay.
So if anybody out there is looking for marriage or looking for love is sublime, but it ain't cheap. And Mike Tyson got some love going for $10 million. 10 million grams. So
happened so naturally. I did not know it was love. The stars hope this love will last forever. Oh, 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 oh. Ain't nobody love me better. Makes me happy. Cut it out. No copyright. Y'all, what? Okay, is it just me or did you guys not like Shaka Khan's rendition?
No, they ain't like it, girl. They ain't like it. They hated it, girl. They put her with Fergie down to the...
People did not like Shaka Khan's rendition of was it the Star Spangled Banner or the National Anthem?
The Star Spangled Banner.
The Star Spangled Banner.
No, they ain't like it. They hated it.
My thing is, when have you ever known Shaka Khan to not sing a song? And even when she was at Aretha Franklin's funeral, and she said, "I'm going over yonder to be with my Lord." Y'all know Shaka Khan gonna put that in every song.
They do. That's why I don't even know why they invited her to sing the national anthem. So, okay. Certain songs don't need no stank on them.
Then you get an artist that's not used to putting stank on a song.
That's my point. Why would you get Shaka Khan to sing a national anthem when y'all already know how she sang and y'all already know what she about to give, and then when she give it, then it's a problem.
Let me tell you something. Y'all know Shaka Khan. My thing is, you do not invite Shaka Khan, Jennifer Hudson, Christina Aguilera. You do not invite none of them. If Mariah Carey, you do not invite none of those ladies if you don't want no hollering or no screaming. Now, Beyonce is versatile.
Yeah, she know how to keep it professional.
And she can holler.
And she know how to do it for these.
She's very versatile. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the girls, they just like to hoop and holler. You can't have those type of girls to come perform a song that does not have hollering in it.
I thought Shaka sounded fine to me.
My thing is, why can't she do her own rendition? People tired of hearing the same old song. Let that lady mix it up and do her own rendition. I don't see that Shaka did anything wrong. She came out, performed a song where her vocal key would have the ability to go. Maybe her vocal key is not where somebody else's is that's on the song. I think she did an amazing job.
I don't even think it was so much about her vocals. I think... Okay, I'm about to be real. I don't care.
Go ahead.
I think this it wasn't about her vocals at all. Because her vocals were on point. Mm-hmm. She sounded great. Mm-hmm. Star Spangled Banner is for white people.
Ooh.
So for her to get out there and black it up and soul it up and put all that soul down into it and all them runs and all that hollering... That was unacceptable because that's the white folk song. That's not our song to black up like that. It's just not. It just wasn't. The land of the free, the home of the brave, all that shit, that ain't for us. It is not for us. And they expect for it to be sung a particular type of way. and she didn't sing it in that particular type of way. So they deemed it as being not as good as other people that may have sung it in that particular type of way. She sung it for the black people.
But there's a lot of black people, friend, that don't like it. That's
I
why she
like
messed up them 4 songs.
If that's because they conditioned to hear the white version. Because that's all they done heard.
Condition, Paul Mitchell.
Vidal, Sassoon.
L'Oreal.
Leave Shaka alone. That's a legend.
Leave my auntie alone. Leave her alone. Y'all know when she was dying at Aretha funeral, she went over yonder so many times. Y'all remember Shaka?
She went over yonder too. I didn't think she was coming back.
Shaka
went so far.
Shaka went off the stage singing. Boy, they had to open them doors back up because she came back out still going over yonder.
Shaka was hollering, had done when they got a Popeye chicken sandwich, was still hollering.
And came back.
Leave Shaka alone.
Leave her alone, please.
Let her sing how she wanted to sing.
Let that woman sing.
Y'all know how she sang for y'all asked her to come sing.
We left somebody out, the grandmother of soul. She liked to holler too. She said, care for you.
Patty. Had Patty ever sung it?
Why don't y'all invite Patty to sing the Star Spangled Banner? Because you guys know better. Because Patty would give it to
expect, yeah.
Why they didn't know what
Why they didn't know? There we go.
I don't understand. Okay, well, either way, Shaka, we think you're free to go. You did a wonderful job.
You did fantastic in my eyes. I thought you did wonderful.
I would book you to sing at anything at my event, honey.
It wasn't giving Fergie, so I don't get the comparison. Fergie's was horrible. She tried to stylize it, and it was terrible. So moving on swiftly and professionally, is this our last topic of the night?
It is.
Oh, it went by so quick. So our last topic of the night, we want to first give our condolences to B. Smith, the legendary lifestyle mogul, the Black Martha Stewart,
yes.
The restaurateur, entrepreneur, model, author. She just recently passed away at 70 years old. And there was such a controversy surrounding Miss B. Smith when she was living. She was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's in, I think it was 2014. At that time, there was a conversation between her and her husband of 27 years, and she allowed him to have a girlfriend, being that her mental state and her mental capacity was not there. She didn't even know him some days. So she allowed him to have a girlfriend. The girlfriend lived with the couple, and the girlfriend also contributed to Miss B. Smith's care as it pertained to her Alzheimer's disease and all of the things that she needed. The girlfriend also helped to care for her. Okay. So, Tyliyah, if you married almost 30 years, you come down with the illness to where you don't remember your husband, are you giving him permission to find love? That's hard.
Hell no, it ain't hard for me. No, I'm still here and I ain't dead yet. You love me. I ain't saying until death do us part. So until I die, you are not allowed to be in love with nobody but me. You are here to take care of me in the sickness and in health. So therefore, you take care of me in sickness and in health. At the moment that I become sick, that does not end our wedding vows. That does not mean you go out and find somebody else. I understand that you have needs. That's why they have X, Pornhub, all the rest of them. Go down and make you OnlyFans. Bring some money into the house, something. But what you are not allowed to do is bring somebody else in the house from outside and think that we're going to be one big, happy, polygamous family. Because that ain't work.
And they actually lived for several years as a big, happy family. I'm in complete agreement with you. When we got married, you said for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health. And I expect for you to honor those vows. Now that I'm sick, I don't expect for you to even consider that you're able to find love with someone else. And then I also feel like, okay, if she had Alzheimer's, then what kind of conversation did y'all really have about this lady? What kind of conversation could y'all have had that she has actually remembered in regards to this lady? She is probably waking up and she don't even know who the hell this white woman is in her house. Like, I just feel like I feel like that's the trashiest thing ever. Because I'm sure the way her will was set up, he got a good bit of money. Right. I'm sure the way her will was set up, he got a good bit of money. Right. So you will only be really privy to that money if you only honored your wedding vows. If you were truly her husband. And if you had done went out and got a girlfriend and moved the girlfriend in the house while your wife was still living, you're not truly a husband. And you didn't honor your vows. And really, to me, you really wouldn't be eligible for nothing. You really wouldn't be getting nothing. And now they're saying that in the will that she had even left the woman something. The girlfriend.
When was this will wrote? Was it before Alzheimer's?
No, it was after. So that's why I feel like she is really being she was really taken advantage of by the husband.
She has children?
I don't think they have children.
Oh, dang. I wish she had children.
children.
If she had children, they could fight and it could be like inadmissible in court due to the fact that she wasn't mentally stable, and they could actually get the will thrown out, like null and void, because of the fact that she wasn't mentally stable when she filed the will. However, if there's nobody to actually come and fight on her behalf, then the will might just hold up.
I feel like it will. Do you feel like because she couldn't remember him on some days, or she didn't know who he was on some days, do you feel like that was permission? Not even necessarily permission. Do you feel like he was justified?
No.
In doing what he did?
I don't feel like it was any justification in him going out, getting into some type of... Well, first of all, if she doesn't have any kids, who's taking care of her when you're going out and you're meeting this whole other person?
The woman. Oh, before
they met. How long did you know this person before this lady fell into Alzheimer's? Was it somebody that she was dealing with before she got Alzheimer's? To me, I just feel like that the audacity of him to bring the lady in the house.
To move the lady in the house.
His wife is there, but then he brings in this whole other lady. I feel like when people quote the Bible a lot of times, and they quote Sodom and Gomorrah, and
they quote supports their life.
They talk about the city of sin and all the things that happen. But if you read your Bible, like a lot of stuff happened. To me, I picture stuff like that happening, where like a wife made a guy sick and he bringing this whole nother lady to live in the house, and now he having sex with this lady, but he married with the wife in the same house. I picture stuff like that happening.
My whole thing is we're concerned about gay marriage because of what?
Right.
We're concerned about gay marriage because of what? Huh? Huh? What had happened? Y'all honor y'all vows too? Huh? What had happened? Okay, so I think that whole situation was really, 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 really messed up. If that lady got Alzheimer's, she is not in a position to make a decision that man made for her. She don't even remember the conversation that was had. She don't even know who the hell this white lady is in her house. She don't like, rest in peace, Miss B. Smith. I feel like you were taken advantage of in this lifetime. I hope that you find retribution and redemption on the other side. Because this man that you had done married over here, he with a white woman and they living in your house.
Why you keep saying a white woman? I don't think her color matters.
It don't, but I'm just describing her because I don't know her name. And she's a white woman. I think that's important.
Why?
I think it's important because we have to take into account that if it was a black woman, she might not have been with that shit.
But let's say she was. What difference does her color make?
It don't, but I like to reference color. Because I feel like... because it was a white lady, she didn't necessarily take what that woman was going through. She didn't necessarily take it to heart.
But it's black women out here that Spanish and Korean women.
It is, but it wasn't. It was a white woman.
That particular situation that we know of, but it's a lot of other situations where other people may have done the same thing that are.
But we're talking about this situation. It was a white woman.
But I don't think it's relevant if she's Caucasian.
But I'm going to describe her. She was a white woman. And I don't think she should have moved into them people's house.
I don't think so neither.
I think if it was a black lady, I just feel like in my heart she'd have been like, okay, so do she know I'm coming over here? Do she know I'm staying over here? I feel like she would have been asking some questions, whereas the white lady just moved her shit on in there. She started helping him to take care of Miss B. Smith. You start living like he not married currently. He's married, like for real. Like they live together. He's married to this lady. She just so happened to be sick. I feel like the right on her end, the right questions was not asked. The right processes was not taken. When you get there and you see that lady is still there and you see that they still married, I really would have been like, okay, I know what we talked about on the phone, but I ain't know that y'all was still like living together. I ain't know it was like this right here. Yeah, I just feel like it would be more sympathy or empathy if it was from a black lady. And that's just my opinion. I feel like it would be more empathy.
It's not, because I know two situations. One situation is pretty much almost the exact situation, and it was a black lady. They both were black ladies. He moved his mistress in. Pretty much the same situation. He moved her mistress in. The other situation was the man was courting, having sex with the other woman when his wife took ill, and he didn't move her in, but she would drive the wife's car, and the wife's sister actually was about to jump on her when she saw that she was in her car, because she was like, "You just done went too far.
Yeah,
you done went entirely too far." And she was.
It's
really
a such thing.
Yeah, it is.
It is a such thing. It's going too far.
I agree. Well, y'all, this concludes the show tonight. We thank all of you for checking in. We definitely love y'all.
This was so much fun. Thank you for inviting me, friend.
Thank you so much for coming. This is one of my many guests. You guys, my next guest, you definitely have some big shoes to fill. I won't say fill because you got your own shoes, but what I will say is you definitely have to bring it because he brought it. So thank you guys so much for watching Tyliyah's World. You can turn into Mr. Martini.
Oh yeah, you can tune into me out loud on tomorrow night at around 9:30. Y'all know how we do. 9:30 BPT. I will be on there.
And if you're watching, you probably already know Tyliyah's World. Tyliyah's World airs every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And I thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great show.
It was wonderful. Thank you for inviting me.
Let's see if we can get, you're more than welcome. Let's see if we can get these views even higher than we did last week.
Absolutely.
Because, baby, we killed them last week.
Killed them. Let's go for one. Hey.
I love you all. Mwah! I need some outro music. I need to get Burrell or Justin or somebody to sing me some outro music.
Yeah,
Burrell, if you see this,
we need your services.
Justin, who else I know sing? Well, maybe that's it.
Let's start with them.
Yeah, let's start with them. I need like an intro song.
Intro, outro.
An outro song. You know, maybe Justin can do the intro, Burrell can do the outro, or vice versa. You know, something like that. But you know, Burrell an artist, he on Pandora, so he might need clearance.
Burrell is an artist.
He might need a little clearance.
He might. We'll speak with his.
But you know, Justin, you be booking shows and stuff, so have your people call my people. Mwah!
We'll do lunch. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.